Guys, share the video so that other people can come and join us. So that brings us to the end of the first question. Now, the second question is, do we live in a double standard society? Do we live in a society that has double standards? What is that man's name? Ned Nwoko, is it his name? The billionaire? When he married Regina Daniels, everybody was like, oh, it doesn't matter. A man is polygamous. He can take as many wives as he wants. It does not matter. Nobody talked about their age difference. But let us pretend that Eucaria's case is true, even though you guys have said it's a lie because I haven't seen it anywhere. But let us believe it is the truth. Everybody is like, hey, why would she go take a young boy? Why would she go take a 27-year-old boy? Do we live in a society that has double standards?
Live from Atlanta, Georgia. Beautiful, wonderfully made by God. Welcome to the Big Show.
When a man's wife dies, even it won't be up to 2 months, and now everybody will say, hey, this man cannot raise these children by himself. He cannot raise. Hey, they need to marry him a new wife. They need to get him a new wife because he can't take care of these children by himself. And before you know it, 6 months after, they have married a woman for the man, so that can come and take care of the children. But when a woman's husband gets deleted, 6 years. Did you hear what I said? When a man's wife got deleted, within 6 months, they will say, please, he can't raise these children by himself. But when a woman's husband gets deleted, I didn't say 6 months, so I say 6 years after he decides to go marry, our society, our culture will say, hey, who knows? Maybe this has been his boyfriend when the man was sick. Who knows? Maybe 2 of them conspired to delete the husband. Hi, this girl. Look at how she has just moved on. Why is it that we don't ask ourselves, child, she needs somebody to help her train the children? The same question we asked with the man. Double standard. Do we live in a society that has double standard? I'm going to start reading your comments very soon. Why is it that a man can do stuff when a man cheats? They say, doesn't matter. We are polygamous in nature. We are all polygamous people. But when a woman cheats, hey, we should get her and delete her immediately. How dare you? Who gave you the right? We make excuses for the men and say, it happens. Men are men. Why is that we don't say, oh, child, she's a woman too, she made a mistake? Why is that we don't do that? I remember my uncle, one of my uncles, when I was in Nigeria. So him and his wife got into it. So I think the wife was accusing him of cheating. So my uncle, when we came downstairs, we were asking my uncle, but is it true now? Did you cheat? Did you cheat? Your wife, he said, my uncle said, no, I did not cheat. I said, the wife was saying proof. I saw this, this. You know, women are FBI. I saw this. This is why I think blah, 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 blah. You know what my uncle said that I never forget till today? My uncle said, listen, let me tell you something, telling the wife, listen, let me tell you something. If I cheat, you find out and accuse me, you go home. If you cheat, you also go home. And I'm like, what? When you cheat as the man and your wife confronts you, that you will send her back into her father's house. And that when she even cheats too, she will also go. So where does she win and where does she lose? It's like whatever she does, she is doomed. Do we live in a double standard society where men can do anything and get away? Women cannot do the same thing and get away. Before I start reading your comments, let me tell you, it didn't start today. It started in the Bible. Those of you that are Christians, do you remember the story of the woman caught in adultery? Remember, the Bible recorded that she was caught, which means she was caught red-handed in the process, Papa, right there. The cutter. When they dragged her to Jesus, did you guys notice that it was only her they dragged to Jesus? Where was the man she was cheating with? My Eunice, where was the man? The Bible says she was caught in adultery. When they dragged her to Jesus because they wanted to stone her, which was their law, when they dragged her to Jesus, where was the man? Have you guys asked yourself this question? So this thing of women double standard didn't start today. It started right far back in the Bible. And that was why Jesus looked at them. And people are saying that Jesus bent down and started writing on the floor. Some people say Jesus was writing the other people's sins. Some people say Jesus was writing, if you know you have not committed sin, take the first stone, start throwing. And then they say Jesus bent down and started writing. Some theologians will tell you that Jesus was writing the names of all those men and the sins they have committed. Some other people will tell you that Jesus was just writing things that he knows about them. And one by one, all of them left. And Jesus turned around to her and said, woman, where are your accusers? He said, they have all gone. No. Jesus said, well, I do not condemn you. Go and sin no more. Jebe, why is it that we live in a society where whatever a man does is okay, but when a woman does it, it's a problem? Now, let me see what you guys are saying. That was too funny. Okay, some people are they said, so Vivian, you're asking that question too, like me. You know, say that is a question she's always asking. Okay, Mama. So, what do you guys think? Do we live? Let us, like the two examples I gave you. Eukarya is everybody is saying, oh, why a young 27-year-old boy, blah blah blah. But Ned Nwoko married Regina Daniels, and it wasn't a big deal. It was okay. We live in a society that has double standards. We live in a society that there is nothing we can do about it. That's just our orientation. That's just the way we were brought up. That's the way the society looks at it. Because some men will tell you is because a woman is a nurturer, a woman is the person that nurtures the house, takes care of stuff, a woman, gives birth, a woman is believed to be the mother. So because of that, they think a woman should be above certain things. That's what one guy told me. I was asking the guy, he said that because a woman is looked at as a mother, as a person that rears the children, that nurtures the children, that takes care of the home, that changes everything around. So a woman is supposed to be a little bit above reproach. So that's why when a woman does it, it's like, huh? What? She did that? But when a man does it, it's like, men can be men. That's okay. That's what the guy told me. So I don't know whether it's true. I don't know whether it's a lie. That's why I wanted to come and ask you guys, what do you think? This is a very, very important question. So, guys, that's the society we live in. I showed you guys the story of the woman that was caught in adultery. When women do stuff, oh, it's a big deal. When a man loses his wife, everybody wants to rally around, get him a new woman immediately to take care of stuff. But when a woman loses her husband, nobody will, even if they don't even want her to get married again. If she gets married again, people look at her like, oh, you're getting married, who will take care of all these children? Like she's not supposed to go nowhere. She's not supposed to do anything, but that's the society. So really, the answer to that question is yes. If you didn't know before, know it today. We live in a society that has double standards. We live in a society where if a man cheats, they beg the woman, please forgive him, give him another chance. He's the father of your children. But if a woman cheats, even when she comes to beg, nobody wants to hear from her. They don't believe she's human. She can make mistakes. But we always make room for men to make mistakes. But we never make room for women to make mistakes. So that is the truth of the matter. Okay, so that's the kind of society we live in, and there is nothing we can do about it. So the answer to that question is yes, we live in a society that has double standard. We live in a society, like they say, this is a man's world. This is a man's world. We live in a society where a woman might be the most educated in that company, and yet she cannot be promoted to be the boss, because we look at a woman, what can she do? So we always put a man. The man might not even be at that level, but they put a man because we always think a man should be on top, and then the woman should now be an assistant or a deputy or whatever. We live in a society where men and women do the same job, the same position. She might be a CEO of this Fortune 500 company. making $1 million a year, and her counterpart, a man, CEO of another Fortune 500, they do the same thing, might be making 1.5 million a year. Because that's the society we live in, where they think, oh, the man has more responsibility. He's a man, he's the head of the household, so he makes more. That's what in America here, the women and all these people, they have been talking about it, about equal pay. Even when Obama was the president, he made that very clear. He wanted women to have equal pay for the two sexes, whether you're a man or a woman. If you guys do the same job, it should be equal pay. But it's not the way it is. They always pay the men more than the women. That's the society we live in. We live in a society where everything is supposed to, if your marriage goes bad, automatically is a woman's fault. Even if the man is the person, even if the man is the problem, even if the man is the one that caused it, our society will say, why did you not stay in your husband's house now? What happened? Because that's the way the society is. That's how we've been programmed. When a woman says something in our society, we look at her like, oh, there are certain things you can say, there are certain things you cannot say. But a man can say the same thing on the top of his house, on the top of the mountain, and it is acceptable. So if you didn't know that before, you have to know it now. We live in a society that has double standards. But will that stop us? No, it shouldn't stop us. Will that deter us? No, it should not. Should that paralyze us? No, it should not. Should that make us feel like there's no need even trying, since nobody believes us, nobody will ever trust us, nobody will ever pay us what we are worth? Should we not say, no, forget it? No, we still have to keep pushing. Because so many women before, remember, women didn't vote in Nigeria. The women were not voting, but the women did. Is it their riot, the Aba riot or whatever they did? They worked to say they needed to vote, and they started voting. So the society keeps changing. It might not be now, but maybe during our own children's time, women and men might be having equal pay. In some areas now in America, most people are doing it now, where they are getting equal pay. So the world is changing. We just have to be part of that change and keep praying that people's eyes will be open. We'll have more people enlightened, more people will, raise the level of awareness and begin to know that men and women are the same, and they're all human beings who make mistakes, who falter. Just like if you go to any family where a man and a woman is married and they have problem with children, who do they blame? It is always the woman. And only for them to, whenever they need to go to test, is the woman that will go to test. Whatever we need to do is the woman that will do it. It is later on that some men will say, okay, let us go. And sometimes when they go, they'll find out that the problem has always been the man's problem. But that's just the way the society is. But it won't stop us. Like I said, we have to keep marching forward. All right. I just wanted to share that. Let me read this one and then I'm going to go. Vivian said, in our society, if a child is good, yes, that's true. If a child is good, it's for the father, and if a child is bad, it's for the mother. That's another one. That's another double standard. You're right. In our society, that's the way our society is. If a child is good and a child is doing well, hey, Oyirinaya, this is his father's son, this is his father's daughter. If a child is bad, not listening, causing trouble, hey, Oyirinaya, that's the society we live in. But will it make us say, oh, I will let the children be bad? No, we still have to do what we need to do. Because one day we are praying that change we are looking for, where the men and the women will be seen as equals, that day will come. So that's change. Change will keep. Change is not constant. Change is the only thing that is not constant. It keeps changing. It keeps going. So as long as we live, things are going to get better. And one day the world will be in a society, in a community where we don't have double standards anymore. But right now, that's what we're dealing with. All right. Remember to give us a thumbs up, share the video, and please subscribe to the channel. I need you to come join me in my family. Remember, you are beautifully and wonderfully made by God. That is why you all are unique. Be kind to yourself and to each other. Bye bye.